became so clear. Gemini Ascendants, I got something to say to y'all because I always date Gemini Ascendants, and it just clicked in my brain that my 12th house is in Gemini, right? Isn't that funny how I'm always dating Gemini Ascendants, but my 12th house is in Gemini? Oh my gosh. Look, I got some experience with y'all, master shape shifting. I'm a jack of all trade. Just, oh my goddess. Depending on the aspects of your sun and your moon are going to make a difference as well. If you guys don't know how to read a birth chart, I do give those readings. You can find the link for that down below. But let's talk about this Gemini Ascendant. Gemini, you might get bored very fast with people. And if you don't get bored with people, you find people who you can't, who are like immune to like your ability to not be able to consciously focus on something for a long point of time and period. Then you find a way to try to make that person, like you try to find a way to like read that person, study that person. So I want to say you're like you're a student. Gemini Ascendants are students, and that's a way that you perceive. That's the way that people perceive you as a student, when really you're a lot more intelligent than you present yourself. You might know a lot of things and not say a lot of things because you're like the observer. Gemini Ascendants are the observer. They like to observe and see what makes people tick, what makes people feel good, what makes people sad. Gemini Ascendants, the way that the world looks at you is that you don't like to commit. You have a problem committing to something because you dibble and dabble in so many different things. You're multifaceted. So my advice for Gemini Ascendant would be to meditate. You might deal with a lot of anxiety where your mind runs rapid all the time and it's hard for you to find yourself grounded. And you might start things and not finish them because you just get bored. You just get discontent. You just get dissatisfied and you want to find the next thing to fuel you, to give you that drug. Gemini Ascendants, another thing that I want to point out is you doubt your intelligence. You might struggle with believing that you are this intellectual person, smart, and that you do have the capability to see you struggle with the capability to see a bigger picture, which would be your opposite of Sagittarius. You might be very pessimistic sometimes, especially when it comes to something that's further distance, maybe something that you have to work for. You might just quit it because you're just like, why would I want to work for that when I can just go find something else that's going to, give me however I want. It's like you have a hard time, or the way that people view you is that you have a hard time committing to these different parts of yourself. It's like you want to explore all these different parts of yourself and you're not really sure how to express them just quite yet. Because to me, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and in that aspect, Gemini is the student. Whether it comes to Virgo, Virgo is the teacher of Mercury, and Gemini is the student of education. Sagittarius is the teacher of education. So you're always kind of like maybe told that you don't know what you're doing, and that might motivate you to even do even more. So just be mindful of doing too many tasks at once, trying to prove yourself to someone who doesn't see how intelligent you are. It's not up to them to see how intelligent you are. And also that's a sense of distracting you from what you're doing. So a lot of people in life might not take you serious when you're passionate about something or when you believe in something. And it could give you this kind of dogmatic, pessimistic view of that, and maybe you start something, and because nobody acknowledges the talent and the work that you did, you throw it away. And meanwhile, nobody's recognizing what you're doing, because a lot of people are followers, they're not leaders, and you could be initiating something that's new, um, for a lot of people to learn from. You could be the first one to bring that into people's awareness and into their intellect. So, this is my thesis on Gemini Ascendant. Thank y'all for tuning in with me, and take care.